Hello, everyone. We have a very special guest today that I would like to introduce to you. It's Mr. Claude van Rooten. He's president of PIARC, and it's really an honor to have a small chat with him today. And so, Claude, welcome today, and I would like to welcome you in this very informal interview, but I would really like to know your ideas about PIARC. You have been PIARC president for many years, and besides that, you have a long experience in PIARC association. So first thing I want to ask you, let me please introduce yourself in a few words, who you are and what is your life.
Buongiorno a tutti. Buongiorno, Leonardo. Good morning, everybody. Well, it's a pleasure to meet again with you. It's always a pleasure. Um, yes, who I am? I am a civil engineer. I am a mountaineer. I like the mountains also in North Italy very much. I don't know the other ones. And I have always have love for collaboration on the international level. I am living in a very small country, Belgium, and in Belgium you need collaboration to have everything. And that was my most important aim when I became 21 years ago director of the Belgian Road Research Center. At that time, I realized collaboration is necessary, first at the European level, of course, but I almost directly jumped in the activities of PIARC because my president was the president of my institute was in the executive committee of PIARC. And the result is here, 20 years later, I am ending my mandate as president. I really like collaboration and working with everybody on the scientific level, because that's the first, for me, extremely important topic. We are apolitic. We do not politics. We support the governments and administrations in charge of the roads and the transport sector, because, of course, there is a big evolution in the 20 years I have been in PIARC. And never forget, PIARC is 110 years old.
Great. So PIARC has led you to a very long path and experiences, but what is the most valuable thing you carry with you after finishing your mandate as president?
Family spirit, friendship, and that is, those both elements are for me a support to work together. And that's somewhere the problem of COVID now, the fact that we need to work only virtual makes that those contacts are diminished. And when I realized that our executive committee, we have worked 5 years together, fortunately for us, we have worked 3 years normally, and that has helped us to know each other. And that is the base for me for the future. We will probably work more remotely, yes, but we never may stop the physical contacts. Please do not have a wrong interpretation, but I mean with physical, face-to-face, to be together, to be able to talk about something else than only the work. That is key issue. And to be honest, that's exactly what I always found when I had the pleasure to come to Italy and to your national committee, those friendships, those friendly contacts, and then it doesn't prevent us to work very hard. Even more, it helps us to work very hard.
Yes, that is true. Actually, even the technical committees are working much more virtually than before because we're meeting more often than every 6 months. So that is a good thing, a good thing out of a bad thing. Now, in a world,
if I may about that, I think we have to be very, very thankful to all the technical committees. As you know, in my position of president, I am not a technical expert, however. I have my own expertise, but I mean, that helps. We need to take into account what the technical committees say and do. And we have to encourage them, and we do not need to put them too big strengths on the administrative levels. We have to work with them. And then they will be motivated because all the experts are motivated, but do that as volunteer above their work. And the first thing their boss says, oh, PIARC does second level. You work first for me.
Oh, that's perfect. Now we are in a world where digitalization and connection is more overwhelming. How do you see the role of PIARC in this new world?
Well, I think that PIARC follows, and certainly PIARC Italy, because tomorrow I will introduce your seminar about connected vehicles and so road safety. You know, we have worked for road safety for 110 years. And there's an evolution in technologies as well for infrastructure as for vehicles, and why not say also for people. We have all such a machine. So we have another kind of life. Is it better than before? I don't know. But we have to follow that evolution. And what is for me very important to remember is that if the evolution of an iPhone, and 20 years ago there was no iPhone, is very quick, well, the evolution of the infrastructure is slower, because when we build something, we hope it will keep for more years.
That is true. And one thing about Italy, the Italian National Committee is very present in PIARC. What is your impression of the technical level and the human level of your Italian friends?
Well, I gave already a part of the answer. The human level, certainly, Italy is, that is so. You are friendly, smiling, and so am I. Some people in Belgium say that I am Italian, but I am not, I'm sorry. But I like Italy. On the technical level, I think you have with your national committee a meeting of the public sector, but also the private sector. And I am sure that that boosts your work. As far as I was in a research center for applied research, I can confirm that mostly the innovations come from the private sector. And then you have to analyze, to validate, and to implement it. And that's the role of the public administrations. You may not put one competitor above another, but you can do that if you compare the quality of their work, the quality of their innovations, the quality of their research. And that is somewhere for me the key role of PIARC and growing. I was mandated and I wanted to open more and more the door to the private sector. It doesn't mean that we give up the governance by the public sector. We don't need to give that up, but the work, the scientific work and the collaborations need to be at all levels.
Claude, you have answered my next question, so I will jump exactly what I wanted to ask you. Thank you for answering. You anticipated me. One last thing. The new president elected is Nazir Ali, who is from South Africa, and it is the first time someone from the African continent becomes president of PIARC. It is a shift in the policy, and I think it's a recognition of the tension PIARC has put into involving more the little low middle income countries. And how do you see the role of Nazir Ali, the president elected in PIARC? Do you see a change in the policy of PIARC, or do you think a continuation in its policy?
Well, to be very honest with you, do not exaggerate the role of the president that I am and that I will be past president for the next years. It is a very interesting issue that we have for the first time an African president. Second, Nazir has a tremendous experience. We may not forget that he was the organizer of the 2003 World Congress in Durban. I was there. It was unforgettable. He was there pushing for the third language, Spanish. So you could think that the competition between him and his competitor was on that level. It was not. We had there two personalities, and when you see the result of the election, these were two good candidates, and I thank both to have been candidates. And now the choice has been made. That's life with an election. But Nasir has a tremendous experience in Africa, a tremendous experience as consultant also for actions in Africa. And yes, it is certainly a new point and new strength direction LMICs. Um, I don't want to say that I was not interested. That's not true. But his experience on that level is a key aspect for the future. You were in the working group about those countries. Well, all the topics you have identified, and they are really relevant. I read carefully that report. All those topics, he will follow them, and he is certainly interested. And the fact is that if we elect a new personality of another continent, another culture by each cycle, well, yes, it gives another color, I would say, color not of skin, but another color, another aspect, and that's exactly chemistry. That's interesting. That is going to be positive, and I'm absolutely sure of it. And another aspect is for me, then, I know him already 20 years. I was 8 years involved in the executive committee with him in that time. It will make my job as past president very easy. That's true.
Well, Claude, thank you so much for this very friendly and interesting interview. And I wish you all the good luck for all your life. And of course, not retired, but you're going to be fighting with us for the next years, even in the back rows.
I promise you, perhaps you would like it, but I am not leaving PIARC. I hope to have more input with my experience, yes, and I really think of coming up as soon as possible back to your national committee.
Yes, and with ending this interview, PIARC's motto is sharing knowledge and connecting people. So
Exactly.
exactly as you said before, friendship and family is the main soul of PIARC. And so thank you, Claude, and have a good life.
Thank you, Leonardo. It was a pleasure, really.